Okay, so let's open up Top Step, which luckily we already have open. Come into trading. I do like Top Step TV to be on. So let's see what 520 brings us today. I'm gonna make a box around 519. Meaning going forward at 520, so it starts at 519, the 520 candle should be within the box somewhere, and going forward from there we will be in the trade at 520. However, we need to be on MGC, not GC, so let's go over to MGC. And we'll also work out the pivot points. Oh, look at that. Apparently I already had the pivot points. Not as nice as the other ones, but still pretty good. What I could do is go to... Yeah, man. Let's open up that Word document. Oh, duh. I totally forgot I could do it like this. Just gonna delete it all. Also watching Top Step TV on the side, so just for funsies. That's what I should do, because I think this whole box thing, too many boxes, too many zones. Just do 4 hour. And we'll be met with some serious opposition already right there. And it was also 30 points away.
Good morning and welcome back to Top Step TV. Today is July 23rd, Wednesday, July 23rd, and this is the opening call. I am Coach Jay, joined by some of my good friends here, John the Goat Hoagland, JD, the stats guy, funniest guy in Chicago. How are we doing this morning, guys? We got gold open up in a little bit. We know we're going to take that gold opening range straight, but how are we doing this morning, guys?
Doing good. Ready for the day, man. Ready for the day. Whatever opportunities come our way, we're there for it.
Absolutely. JD, how you feeling over there?
Same. Awesome. Good morning, friends and traders. Thanks for joining us. Feeling good. Looking forward to getting into the markets today. We've got back-to-back awesome trades on these opening range breakouts in gold. Gold is held for the low of the session. Off that 1 minute opening range breakout for the last 2 days, Monday and Tuesday. We caught big chunks of the move on both days. Opened the trades early, closed them out just before the close. Bell-to-bell trades. Let's see if we can't follow up on that again today. Turn it into a decent little month for the opening range breakout trades. We've only got, I was just looking at the stats, 4 winning days out of 15, but we're up $800, $825.
It's funny how that works.
Like it. Right?
Funny how that works. You lose a bunch, but you let the trades play out. And I think the biggest thing that we can see over the last 2 days, right, is letting those trades play out. Right, you're not taking them at a 1-to-1, taking some profits, and then letting the markets work from there. We do have gold open now. So let's see what it brings us today. Do we get a three-peat?
Gold is open. I got a high in the micros at 34.40.90.
That is same in the GC.
See what it will
38,
do.
90 low.
Putting in our
Leaning in
stop
any
and
direction?
above.
Great.
Say again, Jay?
I said, are you guys leaning in any direction with this trade? Is there a direction you prefer? We did have, pretty nice rallies 2 days in a row. Do we see a pullback or do we just keep going? All-time highs.
Oh, we should be in. Hang on a
We
second.
are short. My bad, JD.
Not yet. We're about to get in. Didn't hit us. I joined the offer. I'm not going to chase it now. Should have chased it. God damn. Short was the play. Missed the trade. Slow on the trigger.
Well,
If it
let's
comes
see
back
what
and
the pullback-
tags us, let's see. I was sitting on the offer. I was the only 5 lot. Did you guys see that on the dome?
Oh, really?
We were the offer, and it didn't trade.
Wow.
That's why I held off. There was a 5 lot offered, and that was our
There
5
it
lot,
is.
and it didn't
There's
trade.
our
We're first in the
opportunity
queue.
right there, trying to get in. There.
They said these top step guys are too good. We can't let them in. They're going to hold this trade all day.
Right? Someone was watching. They gave us a chance to get in before they dumped it. We're getting a little
we
pop
go.
here now.
Here we go. Come on, come get us.
Are we still gonna like this when we get it?
Still valid.
Yeah, I
It
think
is
so.
still valid. This is true. OKC says gold's going to 3,600 today. Maybe not today.
Today.
Well, good. Very well could.
If it's going there today, I don't like this short. But
Yeah, right. Pretty much sideways for the last, basically all night. Looks like we're opening in range, in value, in gold. Pretty sideways price action. Maybe just a little bit lower. I wouldn't say the. What would you say about overnight inventory on this? Pretty balanced, pretty flat.
Yeah, I would say pretty flat. Yeah, that upper distribution at the end of the day yesterday, point of control is up there. We've got that trend line off the daily chart, which has pretty much supported price all night. Just looking at the auction and the success of the auction for the past 2 sessions, it looks like there's more to go to the upside, but it's never going to be in a straight line. I would much rather
Yeah.
see a pullback and find some basing to look for longs at some point. But, again, we don't get to choose that. It is coming into rollover, which is a little bit disappointing because when you lean on, kind of volume and open interest and delta, it blurs things a little bit. But the delta in the August contract was negative yesterday, divergent, and also in the December contract. The December contract actually has more open interest now, but the volume remains in August. August will expire near the end of August. The 27th is when the expiration is, but the roll will occur well before that.
Right.
Probably at some point next week. I'm assuming gold has a kind of a strange rollover. It's very hard to put a finger on the day that it's going to happen.
Understood. Yeah, just got to follow the volume. Pardon me, a little frog in my throat there. Follow the volume, follow the open interest. And
Remember, gold also likes
yeah,
to go
after
all
two
the way down
two
and come
back-to-back
all the way
consecutive
back up.
trend days higher, we might be looking at a little hangover day in gold today.
looking at a VWAP attached to this 1 minute opening range, and it is acting as a resistance right now. It's up at 34, 37.60. Kind of tagged it twice with these 1 minute candles and just rejecting there. And I don't know that we want to chase this trade because, like you guys have been saying, do we have a hangover day? Do we really see a trend day today in gold after the last 2 days? Could this be a consolidation? If it looked like it was going to trend, maybe getting in off of that VWAP, but let's see.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I've got an overnight VWAP at 34.39.10. That's just 2 ticks above our offer right now, so we'll be getting in right about there. I've also got a 9-bar EMA right there at 34.3870. So there's a couple reasons, a couple arguments to get short right there.
Let's see
But
if it
I'm
comes.
not
in
going
like
to chase
this.
it right now. I don't want to chase this.
We're in a
Don't
no trade
chase, let it
zone,
come
so
to
there's
you.
nothing we can do.
While we wait to see if they come and tag us in, JD, do we have anything on the economic calendar that we need to check for today? No,
We sure
yesterday you
do.
said it would be quiet, but what are we looking for?
Well, we already had the NBA mortgage applications out at 6 o'clock a.m. Central Time. Little better week over week. Prior week, they were down 10%. Week over week, this past week, they were up 0.8%. So a little boost in home mortgage applications. People are applying for loans right now. So that's a good sign. The purchase index week over week up 3.4%, and the refinance index down 2.5%. Not too many people refinancing, but people are applying for loans. Later this morning, we've got existing home sales out at 9 a.m. Central Time. The Atlanta Fed business inflation expectations, 9 a.m. Central Time. Crude inventories, 9:30 Central Time. 20-year bond auction at noon. And Treasury buyback results at 1 o'clock. Tomorrow, we got some decent numbers out. Jobless claims, I should say. Chicago Fed National Activity Index, PMI Composite Flash, new home sales, natural gas inventories, and then again we close out Friday with durable goods and everybody's favorite Baker Hughes rig count.
Sign of the end of the week.
The big number of the week. Yes, once the rig count is out, the day's pretty much over. Or the week is pretty much over, I should say.
Awesome stuff. It doesn't look like we got tagged into that gold trade yet.
Not yet.
Kinda just
Still a few
hanging.
ticks away. Yeah.
Kind of just hanging out here. What do we got for news? Any news overnight that we might have missed? I saw the Nikkei. The Nikkei's up 4% right now. I don't know what's going on
Yeah.
in Japan. Nikkei's up
Looking
huge.
at it right now, yeah, Asian markets closed pretty much higher across the board. Shanghai Composite up 0.01%. The Nikkei up 3.51%, and the Hang Seng Index up 1.62%. So buying some stocks over in Asia overnight. Stocks in Europe trading higher this morning also. FTSE up 0.5%, the DAX up 0.58%, and the CAC up 1.11%. We've got the dollar index hanging strong at 97.47. Yield on the 10-year Treasury 4.36%. And the VIX is resting comfortably at 16.03, down about 3%. As far as news goes, yeah, there was some action overnight. We got some tariff headlines coming out overnight.
T word.
The T word. We got a little clip to show. President Trump touts a massive trade deal with Japan. He described a massive trade deal with Japan, America's 5th largest source of imports. The long-awaited agreement includes a 15% reciprocal tariff. Kill that volume just a little bit. 15% reciprocal tariff on Japanese goods exported to the United States. The deal also calls for Tokyo to invest $550 billion into the U.S. Trump said America will receive 90% of the profits. Didn't say how those investments would work or how the profits would be calculated. Also, yesterday, Trump said he and President Ferdinand Marcos Jr. of the Philippines reached a trade deal agreement. So deals with
Okay, we might be looking at
Tokyo
getting
and the
some-
Philippines. He revealed more detailed terms of the deal with Indonesia. Both agreements call
So
for a
basically, if
19%
we
tariff
end up
on goods
breaking this,
imported to the U.S.
then
from
we could
those two
possibly go short
countries.
to
No
here.
tariff on American goods shipped there. So,
But we're
not
practicing
yet clear
patience.
when that agreement will be finished, but we'll be keeping our eyes on the news. Always keep one eye on the ditch, as they say.
It's good though. Trade deals happening. I know one of the bigger ones that we're looking for is the trade deal with China. I think
Yep.
Bissent was on Bloomberg this morning talking about we're still in a good place with China, not really making a deal, but good to see deals being made with Japan, and the Nikkei seemed to like that news. Up 4% on the day.
Yep.
We have Commerce Secretary Lutnick is due to speak, watching the wire for anything that he might be saying. He's also on Bloomberg this morning. As far as earnings are concerned, a lot of green on the board this morning. AT&T, Thermo Fisher Scientific, all GE Verona, and CME Group all beating expectations for earnings per share as well as revenues. And after the close today, we got some of the biggies: Alphabet, Google, Tesla, T-Mobile, IBM. So overall, for the season so far, seeing a lot of green. I think the earnings have been overall doing very well, and it's showing in the stocks as we speak.
Good stuff.
Pretty good.
Tech earnings. We know the Nasdaq is going to be watching that. JD, did we get tagged in there? We did get a little bit of a pull up.
Misses by a single tick, guys. One tick. Our offer is at 34.38.90. It traded up to 34.38.80. Gold doesn't like us today. We've been winning too much in gold.
If you're responsible for keeping us out of this gold trade, at least hit the like button on the stream, please. We appreciate it. Thank you.
Whoever front ran our trade, raise your hand in the chat.
Hit the thumbs up, like, and subscribe. All right. Any other news that we have? Do we want to get into charts? Is it chart time?
We could talk about gold real quick.
Let's do it.
Let's see. 5-week highs in gold. Gold prices gained about 1% yesterday, another 1% yesterday to hit a 5-week high. U.S. dollar and bond yields weakened just a little bit amid uncertainty ahead of the U.S. August 1st trade deadline. This morning, gold trading a little bit lower. We're watching it right now, just a tad, pulling back marginally, but strong gains throughout the week so far in gold, hitting 5-week highs. So things are looking up for gold. Again, we might have a little hangover day coming here, but Hogue and Jay are going to get a little deeper into the woods on what we're looking at in gold when we take a look at those charts. Let's do it.
Let's do it, Hogue. What are we looking at?
All right. Well, we've been starting with gold. Let's continue that. It is the market that is currently open. So on the daily chart, let me get my notes here. So breakout continuation above the weekly kickoff high has succeeded pretty well, actually. We had higher volume yesterday in the August contract. Remember, it is coming into rollover, so that's going to get a little bit blurry. We did see an overall open interest of an additional 20,000 contracts. So 2 days ago, big boost in open interest, another big boost in open interest, volume increasing at higher levels. The auction is doing very well. We don't know, of course, how far it is going to go, but this trend line off these highs is now certainly in play and seems to be, at least in the overnight session,
let's see what happens.
Providing a little bit of support. Jay, if there's anything on the daily you want to mention?
We talked about it yesterday, Hogue. The daily candle that made the all-time high, that's going back to April 22nd. We are trading inside that candle now. We didn't test the 50% of it, which was up near 34.70s. So I'm still looking for that. But I do like the close that we had inside this range. It's the third daily candle close that we've had inside this range since we printed that day. But gold has a day. But gold has some decisions to make up here. Right now, awesome. Do we see balance? But yeah, on a daily, we're trading inside this range, which is great. I'll feel a lot better about making all-time highs once we clear this 50% here, since we haven't done it yet.
And what's that level, Jay? That 50% of that?
That 50% is right around 34. It's not going to be perfect because I never draw these fibs perfectly, but 34.70, 34.71, 34.70.
Yep. All right. I've got that written down. We'll certainly look forward to seeing opportunities up there if they do come our way. As far as the 30-minute, again, the auction for the last 2 days on the breakout above the weekly kickoff high 33.97, which was there for 3 weeks, has done very well. We closed above it on Monday. Overnight traded back down to that important inflection level, became support. Again, another big up move yesterday on higher volume, more open interest coming in, negative delta. These are all good qualities for an upside auction. This is a very, very new upside auction. There's another kind of level, which is that trend line off those highs on the daily chart. We did close now above that. Are we showing signs of acceptance at that higher level above that trend line? We've looked below it a little bit. In the overnight inventory is somewhat mixed. We're really in the middle of the value area from yesterday. Even though this is a very healthy auction, healthy auctions also require consolidations or retracements. I'm looking forward to seeing a decent retracement to start to look for opportunities for longs. The trend is to the upside, as long as nothing weird happens. So we added 20,000 contracts in open interest yesterday. 23,000 of those were in the December contract. December, again, now has higher open interest than the August contract. Yes, December will become the front month, even though there's a couple of contract months between there. But there's still much greater volume in the August contract. I'm looking at some point next week for the volume to roll from the August contract to the December contract. And again, rollover does tend to blur some of these studies while it is in play. The August contract won't expire until the 27th of August. However, the roll will occur much prior to that, much long before that. So again, we'll be looking for next week, possibly. It's a very difficult contract to put a finger on the exact day when it's going to roll. So I'm watching this trend line for potential support. We did close above it. We are spending time above it. In time, that marks acceptable. So, Jay, what are your thoughts on the 30-minute here in gold this morning?
So taking a look at the 30-minute Hogue, I'm marking up some levels. Actually, on a 3-minute, looking at a shorter time frame. I'm just looking at where most of the volume traded yesterday. We had some pretty big volume spikes. I'm just going to mark these out. Looking at 3-minute candles, the 9 a.m. Eastern
Honestly, you might
time. Sorry,
actually
9 a.m.
just end
Central
up
time candle,
waiting until
34.15 up to 34.23. And then we
End
have
of the
this
day.
one, which was 10:03
Oh, sorry, the low of yesterday.
Central Time, 34.40 up to 34.46. So we can see
the
we're
200 is
rejecting
coming up, so
up with this high volume at the high of the day yesterday, 34.36. If we rotate all the way down to this other high volume candle, I'm looking at 34.23 as a target to the downside.
So on the 5-minute, we're below the 200. On the
I think we
1 minute,
probably
we're below the
have
200.
a
On
low
the
volume
2 minute,
node
we're
if you look at a
below
volume profile
200.
or single TPOs on the way up here. Just looking for a little bit of a recovery, like you said, a
So
repair.
everywhere it looks like we're below the 200,
We did have
except
two
for
really strong up days.
the 15
So this 34.23,
and the 30.
I'm looking to get back into this trend to
and
the
the
upside,
1 hour.
is probably where I'll start to look to buy.
I'm not expecting it to come all the way down here. No freaking
Hey.
way.
Looking forward to
But
seeing those levels, especially those
I would
lower
like to see it
levels.
at least come back
really going to
halfway.
be kind of hawking those for some potential opportunities down there. All right. Let's take a moment and talk about a little bit of news.
For sure. Just an update. We're still working that offer up at 34.38.90 in gold. We did fall back off after we kind of kissed that level. Getting a little bit of a pop right now, but we're still working it. The question is, are we going to want it when we get it? You know what I mean, guys? We can talk about that more the closer we get. But let's talk about the US dollar for a minute. Many reports out there saying that Trump is really closely watching. Trump and his team have been closely monitoring the drop in the U.S. dollar over the last 6 months. Commerce Secretary Lutnick came out the other day. This is coming from Bloomberg, offering sort of a case for the weaker dollar, saying The dollar declining sort of softens the blow of tariffs completely. Trump himself remains very much in the strong dollar camp. He reiterated just a few days ago saying he's never going to let the dollar slide. The only way that could happen, he added, is if you have a dummy as the president. So we'll be watching that too. This guy, he's good for a clip every single day, I swear.
Isn't the dollar down huge this year? What percentage is the dollar down this year?
Let's see. Year over year. It's 1 year. What is it down? There we go. 52-week summary. Opened at 97.47. Wait, that's not correct. That's not 1 year percent change down at 6.74%.
Okay. All right.
That is our 52-week change. Down 6.74%. So pretty decent blow to the U.S. dollar in the last year, and I think most of that came in the last 6 months. So,
Yep.
We'll be monitoring it. We'll keep an eye on it, and obviously looking for more quotes from the commander in chief because they're just priceless. All right.
Let's get into these equities charts. Hogue, take a look at the ES or the NASDAQ. Your call, which one we go with first. We'll do the other one after the break. What are we looking at, Hogue?
Well, we'll take a look at the S&Ps first,
Okay.
although they are telling different stories in the shorter time frame. So we basically had a 3-day balance, including the all-time high that was put in a couple of days ago. We just took out that all-time high in the overnight session by 1 tick. 1 tick. We lost 15,000 in open interest yesterday. Perhaps a little bit of profit taking came into the market. That loss in open interest, I mean, is that a lack of confidence? A lack of confidence, I think, would have brought forth a much bigger drop, and all we did was sweep the previous week low that we had from last Friday. Jay, what do you think? What do you think of this 1 tick above the all-time high in the overnight session? We're going to take that out, I think.
I think so as well. The S&P, like you said, does look a lot different than the NASDAQ so far today, making that all-time high. I think we do go take it out. But it just reiterates the point that we were talking about, Hogue. These markets are reluctantly making all-time highs. They're doing it, and it makes it harder to short, in my opinion. But, yeah, slow grind up. Slow grind up.
They're trying to sneak up at all-time highs at all times.
Right.
All right, so let's take a look at the 30-minute. We talked about the week low we had on Friday. It was looking for a sweep of that did happen yesterday. We also have a week high, which was the all-time high that we just traded in the overnight session. Overnight inventory is long. There's the open last night. We are trading higher. We do have a session gap. We're going to have to get down to, let's say,
That would be in something by
session
now.
gap closes at 63.5375. Gap rules apply. If we cannot close the gap relatively early, we look for opportunities in the direction of the gap. Now, the NASDAQ does not have a gap. NASDAQ is right in the middle of yesterday's range, and we'll see that in a little while when we take a look at the NASDAQ. So that week high swept, week low, I should say, week high tested, didn't really sweep it very much, but the trend in the overnight is to the longs. Longs seem to be in control, at least in the S&Ps. We got some good news as far as tariffs are concerned. If we're looking for some sort of impetus, that
Just
might be
sitting
enough
around
to
waiting,
do
man.
it, to keep this rally going. We also are seeing, I think, overall some very good earnings. Some of the bigger ones coming up here. We'll see how those play out. But the S&Ps have done two things that we thought they might do yesterday
Talk
morning,
about
Jay. One
trading
was
is
sweep the
boring,
low.
huh?
Now we've
Yep.
swept the week high.
Funny because
What
the
do you
first
think, Jay?
few months Trading is so
Yeah,
exciting. It's so
on
new,
a,
so
you're on the 30.
riveting.
Let's take a look at the 30 here.
Yeah, I don't
We
know,
have this
guys, the
30-minute
last
opening
couple of
range
weeks have been pretty
from the
boring.
Globex session.
Yeah, I
Like you
mean,
said, overnight
I've
inventory
won,
to
I've
the long
lost,
side.
but
We've kind of left
I
that
truly do
range
believe now is
in the rear view mirror.
when it's
What I'm
starting
looking
to
at,
get
Hope,
boring.
now is how the
But
market
I'm also
responds
glad
when
that
we
I
come in
didn't
for
do
the New York
this
session.
to
There are a lot of times we're not opening up with a
entertain
huge
myself.
gap up, right? It's a 0.3% gap up right now. Do we see overnight inventory reconcile all the way back to this range here? It's kind of hard to tell. Maybe that the housing number we have at 9 o'clock will give us some movement. But what I'm looking at on a even more zoomed in level, this 3-minute candle here, which was 6:09 Central Time, the range of that candle 63.68 at the high, 63.63 at the low. Why am I framing out that candle? It's the highest volume candle that we've had all session so far. About 3,000 contracts traded there in a time that's usually lower volume. So that these prices, Hogue, meant something to someone. We can see the rejection of the sellers, like with this wick here. So I'll be watching how the market responds around this area. If buyers hold this up, if they don't, then we're looking for this rotation back down to 63.50s. But this might be the first spot I look for support in these markets to continue grinding higher.
And it's just kind of reaching that halfway mark in that bar, isn't it?
Yeah, it is
Taking
right
a nice
now.
little bounce off of that.
Yep. Yeah. So let's see if the market continues to respect this volume that came in here. If it doesn't, right, then we have a rotation lower. But this area is interesting right now.
And the profile yesterday in the S&Ps was a normal variation day. The initial balance low remained the low of the session. We did take out the initial balance high. So when we think about the loss in open interest, the market really was in a pretty wide initial balance. It ranged, and then that range moved up. Was that maybe some traders that got a little bit too short, kind of liquidating or covering some of those shorts as price continued to try and push up? We did have negative delta at the end of the day yesterday. A lot of folks were speculating that we would see some sort of a short squeeze coming into the end of the day, and to some degree it sort of happened, probably not to the degree a lot of those folks that were looking for that squeeze to happen would have liked, but we're still seeing some of those shorts possibly getting squeezed on the way up here, as well as some long overnight inventory. So yeah, watch the overnight inventory, watch the opening range. If we do see some sort of a pullback, I still think that overall these markets are very resilient, and without any bad news, they're going to eventually turn around and continue the push to the upside. That's just what they've been doing for the last 40 years. Get everybody short, run it up on them. Get everybody short, run it up on them. Get everybody short, run it up on them.
Why change now?
Exactly. JD, what do you got for news before we get into the crude charts?
Let's talk a little crude news before we get into the crude charts. We've got big oil companies kicking off earnings coming up on Thursday, and they're going to be talking about what a wild Q2 it was for oil. Crude rallied over 30%, 31% on a 7-week stretch in May and June, then plunged in the quarter about 10% lower than where it began. Shell, this comes from Bloomberg, Shell warned earlier this month of significantly lower trading earnings, while BP guided to strong profits from its oil traders. Overall, the combined second quarter earnings for ExxonMobil, Chevron, Shell, Total Energies, and BP are forecast to fall about 12% from the prior period to $19.88 billion. Quote coming from Goldman Sachs Managing Director Michel Delavigna: "Volatility usually is good because it means more trading profits, but because it was led by geopolitical risk, it was more difficult to grab. Not disastrous quarter, but definitely a tough quarter to trade." Again, big oil earnings kickoff, I should say. It'll start on Thursday when Total releases results. Shell will report on July 31st. followed by Exxon and Chevron on August 1st. That's next Friday. BP on August 5th. So big earnings coming from big oil in the next couple of days. Keep an eye out for that. We will also keep you updated on those coming out.
Oh,
Awesome.
wow.
Thank you
Move
for that,
everything
JD.
out right there.
We are
Oh, it
getting
might be
some
a lung
comments from
situation.
Commerce Secretary Lutnick. One hot biscuit here is he says the Japan deal could be a model for an EU trade deal just coming up now. Large nations are going to have a hard time getting a lower rate. I'm thinking that's that 15%. Putting those in the chat as well. So we are seeing some comments here. He also says 15% tariff is right on the edge for producing cars in Japan. Japanese have bought a lower tariff rate on cars. So some of the comments coming out from
Overnight
Commerce
lows, hold
Secretary
them up
Lutnick.
and see what it does.
And keep an eye on those for everybody. But yeah, let's take a look
Of
at
course, breakfast is
gold
ready.
crude charts, if you will. So the daily, still range bound, seems to be range bound forever, it seems. In the bigger picture, I mean, it is range bound. In the shorter time frame, medium time frame, it's pretty much range bound. And in the shorter time frame, obviously last week's high and last week's low, really kind of the extremes of the current area of balance. We're just coming out of rollover. Yesterday we lost about 4,300 in open interest. That's the estimate. So money's coming out a little bit. I still feel like this market is very much in short time frame control, waiting for new information. The API came out yesterday with a loss of just over 500,000 in inventory. Of course, we've got the EIA today, but this market is doing what range bound markets have a tendency to do. They go from low to high, high to low, low to high, high to low. And right now, seeing the market off a little bit here, about 7.7% here, about a 0.5% right now in crude to the downside. Jay, crude has been a tough market to trade. What are your thoughts on this daily chart, my friend?
Crude is extremely comfortable at these prices, Hogue. Home on the range. It is not going anywhere. And it's not even, to me, in my opinion, not presenting great opportunities to trade. I usually look for momentum in my trades. It's kind of few and far between momentum in these markets. Maybe inventories today gives us a little bit of a jolt in these markets, but when I look at it, for me right now, and it's not always this way, right? When we see crude rally and trend, it can be a great trading market, but for right now, I'm not seeing a whole lot of opportunity. Lower the range is, I would call it this 200 moving average here, right at 64.15. Upper extreme is somewhere near 67, but it's tightening. It's a tightening range as well. I know we don't usually talk about the other energy markets, but natural gas is a better trading market right now, in my opinion. Biggest percentage mover to the downside right now, down 2.6% in a downtrend. I don't know how many traders that we have that are trading natural gas, but if you're an energies trader and crude is just not giving you the opportunities that you're looking for, maybe potentially taking a look at natural gas, which also does have inventories out today as well.
So an important safety tip from the wise and wonderful Coach Jay there. If you're going to be trading energies, maybe take a look at natural gas. A lot of folks have really kind of abandoned trading crude oil for greener pastures, it seems. Let's take a look at the 30 and see what we're seeing. I mean, we've had some really small ranges. If you look at the ATR on the daily, I mean, it is just crumbling down below $2 right now, but it's really just been crushing since the middle of June, and we're seeing some really small ranges. Yesterday's regular trading hour session range was 68 ticks. The day before, 82 ticks. The day before, 133 ticks. But the average daily range has really been coming in, which just makes trading it a little bit more difficult and a little bit to where you kind of want to wonder, is the juice worth the squeeze? back on that daily chart, we do see that last week's low 64.10, the 200 session moving average 64.13, weekly kickoff low 63.70, and even the 50 session moving average. We're seeing a lot of confluence down in this area. Might be something that might wake up traders to kind of look for opportunities in that. But now let's take a look back at the 30-minute chart. All right, so the trend in the short time frame is to the downside. It seems to be following trend. We are not going to be opening probably with any sort of gap overnight inventory. A little bit to the short side here. And with that small range opening inside range and value, again, I'm going to be trying to suggest if you're going to be trading crude oil today, make it very patient, wait for the extremes of the initial balance. We're probably going to be taking that opening range trade in this today, but it has not been very fruitful. But it's the day you don't take it that it's going to pay. The profile yesterday, normal variation day, almost a neutral day to a degree, and point of control centrally located. There's very little change in the perception of value, although value has been moving lower. Look for an upper extreme, perhaps, if you're in the frame of mind that we may rotate back down to these levels down here. This weekly kickoff, last week's low, and the 200 session moving average on the daily chart. What do you think, Jay? What are we doing here?
I think we're trying to figure it out, Hogue. And like you said, with taking that 1 minute opening range trade, you have to take it. JD shared the stats, and there were way more losing days taking that trade than winning days. But over the course of a month, it's profitable, right? So you can't, if you're going to take such a mechanical trade, you can't pick and choose, right? And it's you don't want to think when taking that trade, hey, it's doing this, so I'm. I don't love trading crude oil right now, but like you said, it's the day that you don't take the trade that it plays out, and then that kind of skews your numbers. So you have to take it every day. We are at the lower extreme of this range right now. If I had a preference, it would be to the upside, just to kind of rotate back to the upper extreme of the range. I'm looking at the 200 moving average on the 30-minute chart, which is pretty much a flat line over the past couple of days. It's up at 580. We rejected there last night, and kind of somewhere near the lower extreme of this range. The question is here, where, if you were to buy this, where does your stop go to kind of get out of the way? The one thing for me about range trading is if you don't identify the extreme of that range exactly, you don't want your stop in a place where the market has shown it can trade, right? So if I was to get long here, I'd have my stop kind of way out of the way and just let the market work. And then accept being wrong if this is not a range trade and we decide to break down.
If you were to get along relatively early in the session today, would you say that would be see money, take money, Jay?
It depends. Oh, yeah, I don't think so. No, I would say no, actually. I would say no on this one because what this market has been doing is going range to range. And I think this would be just let it work and get to the other side of that range, right? If I got in long somewhere near 65s, somewhere up near 65.50 is where I'd start thinking about trade management, because the market has just shown that it needs time to get to the other side of that range. If I'm going to look at crude today, I'd probably, outside of this 1 minute opening range trade, probably look to do something after inventories, because we know that the market should respond to that inventory number, even though it's always completely off.
All right, thank you, Jay. And here's Commerce Secretary Lutnick has ended his remarks on Bloomberg TV. And we are going to look at this opening range trade in crude oil. GD, what's going on, buddy?
What is up, guys? Yeah, I was just looking at some crude estimates. Inventory estimates came out from the American Petroleum Institute, the API, yesterday. Actual figure from yesterday came out down 577,000 barrels. So that's a pretty significant decline when you compare it to forecasted figures. But I don't know. It's kind of an unexpected drop in crude, signaling, an uptick in demand also. Let's see where we're at. I don't want to take this trade. Crude has been so bad to us this month.
Yeah.
It's aggravating.
It has been. Only an 8-tick opening
Seeing
range
a-
right now.
A little boost in volume.
11
I've
on
got
the
a high
high.
on the micros. I've got a high at 12 in the micros. What's your high
11
in the mini?
in the minis.
Okay.
Expanding to the downside now. 95, 91, 20, 21 tick opening range. Relatively large for recent history for the opening range.
Mm-hmm. Ooh,
Just broke to the
didn't get
downside.
in. Yep, didn't get in. Hang on a second. I'm gonna work a 93 offer. I was putting in our stops above when we broke out to the downside. Another reason I can't wait to get this trade automated. The amount of time you spend putzing around placing your orders is when you should be getting filled, right?
Get me in
Another
there,
thing, another thing we might want to consider is instead of trying to squeak those stops in there before it gets away from us, is once it breaks, just use a market order. Just buy
Just
5
get into the
market, sell
market.
5 market, whatever.
Yeah.
You will probably get a little bit more slippage on that, but at least we're in.
Yeah. I hate market orders in the micros. You never get a favorable fill. Market orders in the micros.
Still working that offer, JD?
Still working it. I pulled our offer in gold too, so we're working nothing over there.
Yeah, that's
Missed 2
gone.
trades. This could be a blessing in disguise, though. Missing both of these trades. Just slowing the trigger this morning.
There we go. Here's that pull up coming up.
Ozzy
Here.
coming home. Yeah, we all heard the sad news about Ozzy Osbourne yesterday.
Yeah.
He's an icon, right?
Mm-hmm.
All right, we are in 64.93, short 5 micros. This will be another paper cut. $125 of total risk on this trade. Not risking a lot. Coming off some strong selling volume. Let's switch over to a 5-minute chart.
Entry was 93, you said?
Filled at 93, 64.93, short 5 micros. So
It's
got in
cheap.
a couple ticks better than we should have. Yeah, super cheap trade. We should have been filled at 90. But I had a feeling that if the market did come back to what should have been our entry price, it was probably going to go through our entry price, which it did. So we got filled a couple ticks better.
How short? 64.93 crude oil, 5 micro contracts. That gold trade.
Correct.
They kept us out of there, and we're hitting the targets that we're talking about to the downside here in gold. Trading 34.23 right now. Kind of back to that high volume that we talked about yesterday.
Man, that was a trade.
That was the one. Kept us out of it. They knew what was going to happen, JD. We're going to take all their money.
1 tick. We were on the offer. We were the offer. It didn't trade. And then it came back and missed us by a single tick.
Ooh. All right, we're back. Let's see how this goes.
Can't keep us out for long. We'll be back.
That's one to remember, right?
Yeah. It
Got
needs a
big money.
pullback. Just needs some retracement here.
Pullbacks are healthy for bull trends, for uptrends. You got to refuel, recharge, reboot.
Yep.
Take a little money off the table, bring some new money into the game.
Okay, looks like this is where we're going to consolidate for a little while.
What's the plan for this crude trade? Are we looking for 1-to-1 on the risk? Hold it through
Likely,
inventories.
I'll
if it-
peel some off. If it gives us 1-to-1. We haven't gotten, it hasn't given us 1-to-1 in about 2 weeks in crude oil. It likes playing both sides of the ranges multiple times before it actually makes a move. Shaking everybody off the stick. No matter what time frame you're looking at on the opening range breakout in crude, it feels like you get shaking off the stick, and then the move happens. If you're looking at a 1 minute, 3 minute, 5 minute,
All right. Well,
10
anyways,
minutes, 15
Let's
minutes.
see if we can't do this, shall we?
It megaphones for the first half hour, 45
Since
minutes it
this
seems,
is that,
and then
we'll go
makes its move.
to M&Q in the meantime.
That
Put
makes
up
sense.
our
Makes sense. You will wait and see. I think inventories will do it. Inventories will do it, and
Yeah.
hopefully bring us lower in this trade. Do we have
Yeah, let's-
any?
Mr. Smith.
Go ahead.
Let's hope we're still in it.
Hope. Right.
Yeah, we're toast on this. I hate crude oil.
It has been a tough trade. It has been a tough trade, that is for sure. Where's the
James Smith in the
CYA?
chat. 65-18. I'm just gonna assume we get hit on it. I'm not even gonna watch it anymore. Mr. Smith in the chat. James Smith says, "I got ticked in by a single tick on the gold trade, up $1,500 with one contract.
Nice.
Great start to the day. That is a good day.
Great.
I don't care who you are. $1,500 to start the day. Boom.
Love hearing that. That's great.
Grand
James.
opening, grand closing. That could be a great end to the day too.
Yeah, for sure. Lock it up. Get out of here.
Yep.
Enjoy the
Don't
rest
touch
of your
grass.
day.
Absolutely.
Make sure you take some of that home, James. Great trade. Do we have any other news we want to get into? We got to cover the Nasdaq Hogue before
Mhm.
past markets. Any other news, or do we go to the charts?
Well, we got a story on the lighter side, if you're interested.
Okay.
A little
Sure.
sweet, a little sour. But guess what day it is, guys? It's National Lemon Day.
Hmm.
Lemons have been around for centuries and are believed to have originated in South Asia. Citron, which is similar to a lemon, was first found in a Persian garden near Jerusalem 2,500 years ago. Made its way to Rome, where it was used for
Alright,
decoration
check out the
before reaching the U.S.
consolidation.
in the early 1700s in the
going
form
through it,
of a lemon.
going through it.
Today, the citrus fruit is used in both foods and medicines. It can also be used as a household cleaner to remove stains and odors. And of course, to make your favorite summertime drink, a nice glass of lemonade. That looks like water, though, doesn't it?
Yes, it
There
does.
you have it, folks. It's National Lemon Day. Go get yourself a lemon.
I must
Go
have
suck a
sensed
lemon.
that or something. My Sunday dinner was lemon chicken with rice. It was delicious.
There you go. Sounds right for the celebration. Electrodelic in the chat says, "When life gives you lemons, take profit.
There you go.
Celebrate your lemons today."
When life gives you lemons. Here we go. I'm still looking at
Alright.
this crude trade for some reason.
Still in it?
Valid.
We're still in it. We didn't get tagged out yet.
Ain't alive.
I don't like it though.
Still in that 1 minute opening range. 65.11's at the high. I think you said 12 in the micros.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, on the 1 minute, 12 was the high. Trading 0.2 last. No love from crude. If it wasn't for crude, we would be up a decent amount of money this month on opening range trades. But as it stands, like I said, only 4 profitable days out of 15, and we're up $826 on these opening range breakout trades in the month of July.
That's
The way
amazing.
they work.
So,
Low probability, high potential profit.
Bilby says, "Hell yeah, opening range." This mechanical trade you'll see in Top Step TV. Just identify the range, click the button. Let the markets decide. Hogue, why don't we get into this NASDAQ chart?
Yes,
All right, guys, we got
absolutely.
Doom and Dakota coming up.
in the micros. You never get a favorable fill. Market orders in the micros.
Still working that offer, JD?
Still working it. I pulled our offer in gold too, so we're working nothing over there.
Yeah, that's
Missed two
gone.
trades. This could be a blessing in disguise, though. Missing both of these trades. Just slowing the trigger this morning.
Yeah. There's that pull up coming up.
Ozzy coming home. Yeah, we all heard the sad news about Ozzy Osbourne yesterday.
Yeah.
He was an icon, right?
Mm-hmm.
Goes. This will be another paper cut. $125 of total risk on this trade. Not risking a lot. Coming off some strong selling volume. Let's switch over to a 5-minute chart.
Entry was 93, you said?
Filled at 93, 64.93, short 5 micros. So
It's
got in
cheap.
a couple ticks better than we should have. Yeah, super cheap trade. We should have been filled at 90. But I had a feeling that if the market did come back to what should have been our entry price, it was probably going to go through our entry price, which it did. So we got filled a couple ticks better.
How short? 64.93 crude oil, 5 micro contracts. That gold trade.
Correct.
They kept us out of there, and we're hitting the targets that we were talking about to the downside here in gold. Trading 34.23 right now. Kind of back to that high volume that we talked about yesterday.
Man, that was a trade.
That was the one. Kept us out of it. They knew what was going to happen, JD. We're going to take all their money.
One tick. We were on the offer. We were the offer. It didn't trade. And then it came back and missed us by a single tick.
Can't keep us out for long. We'll be back.
That's one to remember, right?
Yeah. It needs a pullback. Just needs some retracement here.
Pullbacks are healthy for bull trends, for uptrends. You got to refuel, recharge, reboot.
Yep.
Take a little money off the table, bring some new money into the game.
What's the plan for this crude trade? Are we looking for 1-to-1 on the risk? Hold it through
Likely,
inventories.
I'll peel some off. If it gives us 1-to-1, we haven't gotten. It hasn't given us 1-to-1 in about 2 weeks in crude oil. It likes playing both sides of the ranges multiple times before it actually makes a move, shaking everybody off the stick. No matter what time frame you're looking at on the opening range breakout in crude, it feels like you get shaken off the stick and then the move happens. If you're looking at a 1 minute, 3 minute, 5 minute, 10 minute, 15 minute, it megaphones for the first half hour, 45 minutes it seems, and then makes its move. Does that make sense?
Makes sense. You will wait and see. I think inventories will do it. Inventory.
Telling a whole different story than the ES. Sometimes they're, pretty much aligned. Today, they are not. This is the daily chart. 1, 2, 3. Day 4 in potential range, right? So the high was on Monday. Yesterday's low. The extremes of the current short time frame range. We lost 6,400 in open interest yesterday. Perhaps a little bit of long liquidation as the market did trade lower. But we are holding above the previous area of balance. Is this marking acceptance of higher pricing? That's what it's saying to me. We're seeing not as strong a market here in the NASDAQ, but I think we are still holding up relatively well. Jay, your thoughts?
We're holding up, Hogue, but the NASDAQ feels like it's kind of stuck right now. We made that all-time high in the ES overnight. And the NASDAQ's hanging out. I know we do have the big tech earnings coming out starting today with Google and Tesla. So maybe that's why we know how heavily weighted, those companies are in the NASDAQ, and maybe that's what's keeping us down.
2-week bounce.
But yeah, it's a completely different market. We'll take a look at the 30-minute chart, and we're pretty much
Break above this,
within
though. I think I'm
the
long.
range from last night. Haven't gone anywhere. So, I think this is where if you're trading if
More
you're a
the
Nasdaq
long-term
trader
4-hour support,
and you see
remember
the
that?
other equities going, they don't always move together. Right? I think a lot of the times we think, if the S&P is rallying, the Nasdaq's going to be as well. That's just not the case right now. What are you seeing on the 30-minute chart, Hope?
Well, I mean, if you look at the S&Ps, they're above. They're at all-time highs.
Right.
NASDAQ, different story. You got to trade the market that you're. Got to look at the market you're trading, and the market is really flat. I mean, even the overnight inventory. I mean, it did open a little bit lower, and it has traded higher, but all of this consolidation is doing a lot of eating up of any overnight inventory.
Order
I mean, we're
filled.
basically you're trading close to settlement, and there's very little overnight inventory, very little change in the perception of value, and so, I'm much more aggressively thinking of taking something in the ES today because it's out of value. It's seeking new levels to facilitate trade. The NASDAQ seems perfectly happy to facilitate trade inside of yesterday's range, and even inside the value area.
Order
I mean,
filled.
volume value high. Let's call it 23,251. We're below that. We're inside value, right at settlement. I would have to stay very patient looking for opportunities in NASDAQ today. But I think because of the way the S&Ps are presenting at much higher levels and seeking new levels to facilitate trade, there may be an earlier opportunity in the S&Ps than in the NASDAQ.
Might bounce.
That's just my
Might be in
thought.
trouble.
When we're trading inside value from yesterday,
Let's see if we can get back here.
what are we
next.
doing? We're going to look for opportunities as the day goes on, and we may find better trade locations as the day goes on. I would be waiting for the initial balance to establish
the
before looking
50%
for
of
too
yesterday.
much here in the NASDAQ. But as we know, anything ACH, anything can happen. Jay, what are your thoughts?
Leave it alone.
So the one thing I'm going to be
It's
looking at,
very low.
Hope, today, we had the Nasdaq yesterday. We saw the size trading on the books, right? It started with a 1,000 lot that showed on the offer at 23,140, and if we can remember, yesterday during fast markets, they pulled those offers up, and then where a lot of those offers got filled was this 23 from 23,190 up to 23,225, right? So this kind of range right here is what I'm looking at,
see
and
how
then
this
I'll be
closes.
watching the order books just to see whether or not we have that kind of
This
size
closes
trading
lower.
today.
You should have more confidence.
If we do have
If
a
not,
ton of bigger
then
sellers out there on the market,
confidence
or
kinda
whatever
goes
side of the
away
market they
with
show up
this,
on,
and it's looking for a bounce
that
at
may
that
kind of
point.
cap the directional movement we get in these markets. So
Yeah,
that's what I'll be
yeah,
watching
it's
for.
gonna bounce.
Did they get all the business they needed done in this area, or do they have more business to conduct? Maybe prior to these tech earnings coming out. So I'll be watching that.
One other thing, Jay, that I'm kind of noticing now is
What a hold, actually.
all three of them
Well, that's crazy.
simple moving averages, the 50, the 100, and the 200 session moving average, are within yesterday's range.
We'll just
That's
leave it.
another thing that says, be patient, look for extremes to establish, use those extremes to limit risk. You can see the 200 session moving average 23,260, the 50 23,241, and the 100 up here at 2380s. Going on here 23,287,
confidence.
and they're all within the range from yesterday. Kind of coming into a little bit of braiding here, and that's going to say to me, yeah, we need to see something happen. We need to see something change. And Jay, I think you're spot on when you said this market, NASDAQ, is waiting for a lot of these tech companies, and they're going to get some of them this afternoon.
100%. I did just take it
Probably
long
as low as
in
area.
gold. I'm long one lot from 34.26. Risking this low of this session. We kind of came down into this demand area I was talking
Order
about where we saw
filled.
that high volume yesterday. We bounced off of it. We got a close on a 3 minute. Well, in a couple minutes, we should be getting a close in this 3 minute above this high volume here. So looking for about a 2-to-1 on this trade back up to 34, 35-ish. So I am long one gold contract.
Nice. Value
Oh.
low.
Not nice so far.
Yeah. Okay.
So it's a loser right now, but
Uh-oh.
we'll see. Risk is defined.
Yeah. I mean, you
I
buy a
did
value
preempt the
low from
trade just a little
yesterday
bit.
on an uptrend. I don't hate it.
Yeah. Let's see if it holds.
Mm-hmm. I mean, Delta is finally congruent with direction. We're minus 735 as far as regular trading hour Delta is concerned.
Some stuff. All right. JD, who do we have coming up for the
Ooh,
day?
he's awake.
Who's on the schedule for today?
We have got a great show coming at you today. We got Fast Markets coming up next. Coach Dakota's here. Our man Doom is in the house. He'll be trading it up, hamming it up with Jack, Andre, and Hogue, and possibly another drop-in from the trader-in-chief, Mr. Patak himself. 11 o'clock a.m. Central Time. Hogue will be in for the morning recap. Jack, Ross, and Dolby will be here for another Rising Star segment. Lunchbox Trading, 12 o'clock Central Time. Coach Jay is back again. He'll be joined by me and my old man. My father's here. Coach Jack Sr. is in the house today. Make sure you catch him at 12 o'clock p.m. Central Time. Top quiz with Gabe and Bonnie at 1:15. Back to the Futures. Andre, Quasi B is here, and Dolby time. Quasi hit the lottery with that business card down in New Orleans when MP was down there the other week. If you guys remember that. I think we got a little clip to show.
That's right.
And then closing out the day in Power Hour with Andre, Mandy, the Salt Lake City Sniper, and Dolby time. Great day of tradertainment coming your way. Still nothing doing in this crude trade, guys. Honestly, crude can just eat shit. I'm salty with crude right now.
Tell us how you feel.
Shame. I'm going to shame prices down in crude oil today. I'm just going to keep yelling at it until it goes our way.
Oh, if only that worked.
Oh man, I got a couple of questions in the chat about this gold trade, or not even questions, just not understanding why I took the trade. We came down into this demand level. If you were watching the analysis Hogan I did, said this was the target to the downside, the first spot I would look to buy. What I will say about this trade is I preempted the entry, where I should have waited for a close on a 3-minute candle above 34.26. It looked like we were going to get it, so I preempted that entry. But this is the general area where I wanted to start buying. Where my stop is, I'll let this get stopped out, and then I'll look to buy again if we sweep this low here below 34.15. I do want to be long gold right now. Trade location and timing does matter, but that's why I'm in this trade. Ideally, I just buy it as soon as we tap into this demand here, and I'd be up on this trade right now. But a little late entry.
Well, it was very decisive, Jay. Very decisive.
Thank you, Hope. Thank you, Hope. I'm either going to be right or I'm going to be wrong.
Yeah, absolutely. So we didn't really get much of a chance to take a look at the morning checklist.
We could rip through it real quick.
Sure. So here we go. The trader checklist. We've got, all right, pre-market. Well, we were looking at GC. The trend is to the upside. This is not previous settlement, but that's all right. Just kind of reminding everybody that this is available for you. We did add a bunch of open interest yesterday, about 20,000, but this is available to you. This is a great way to make sure that you're getting your studies done, that everything is all the I's are dotted and the T's are crossed. Do your pre-market research per market, of course, if you're going to be trading multiple markets. Trade entry checklist. We just listened to Jay talk about, a trade checklist, a trade idea that he had and he has now taken. Come good or bad, it was part of his plan. He took the plan. He took the trade. We're going to see if we can see some decent profits on that trade. I love the trade. It's with the direction of the bigger picture.
We could rip through it real quick.
Morning checklist. Oh, trader checklist. We've got, all right, pre-market. Well, we were looking at GC. The trend is to the upside. This is not previous settlement. That's all right.
215,
Just
204.
kind of reminding everybody that this is available for you. You did add a bunch of open interest yesterday, about 20,000. But this is available to you. This is a great way to make sure that you're getting your studies done, that everything is all the I's are dotted and the T's are crossed. Do your pre-market research
so we've
per
broken
market, of
the
course. If you're
50%
going to be trading
barrier.
multiple markets, trade entry checklist. We just
4
listened
yesterday,
to
we're also in a
Jay
4-hour area
talk
of
about
support.
a trade checklist, a trade idea that he had, and he has now taken.
I don't think we're going down to yesterday's low.
Come good or bad, it was part of his plan. He took the plan. He took the trade. We're going to see if we can see some decent profits on that trade. I love the trade. It's with the direction of the bigger picture. We're looking for opportunities for longs in gold, and Jay, you may have found it. What about those reference levels, weekly highs, lows, kickoff levels? What are your levels? Of course, you want to be noting those. You want to be writing them down. Take a look. The morning checklist is complete. Pre-market research is complete. Trading plan review. Make sure your connection is good. Prep your workstation. After the close, you're going to have this little checklist here to tell you, yes, I reviewed the trades. I updated the trading journal, and I am going to get plenty of rest. Think about
Looks like we might test
your
the
mental
bottom of this
state
before
coming
we
into the markets as
continue
well. You
higher
want to
now.
make sure that you are, of course, feeling well, feeling rested, feeling hydrated, feeling fed. You want to be feeling good. There's your trader checklist. Use it or create your own. Working with traders one-on-one and in groups for many, many years, and I just kind of put together something very similar to that and gave that to them, and let them adjust it and change it and make it their own. And many of them still tell me they're still using that version or that checklist, that little outline, that little thing that reminds them, gotta do this, gotta get your homework done, otherwise you don't get to play. Gold not really looking that good, is it, Jay?
No, it's not, Hogue. My stop. Oh, there we go. I'm out. Had a big spike of volume there that just took me out. So we'll see here. Reassess. Loser to start the day, but that's all right. It's just one trade. Now what I'm looking for is what happens after we sweep this low, right? These 34.15s. This was the first spot. Similar trade that I took in the NASDAQ yesterday. I was just a little bit early on the entry. And I'll wait to see what happens under this 34.15 here.
Well, it's part of trading, right? I mean, we all have to learn to take losses. Jay,
Wow.
just one trade, like
there's
you
a long
said.
opportunity
We're
awaiting.
going to find another good one coming up here very soon. On that note, Jay, we're not going to, I don't think, see you for the rest of the day. Do you have any closing comments and suggestions for our traders here today?
Trade well, manage your risk, take the trades that fit your setup. And I'll see you soon. I'll be back on with JD and
That
JD
market reel
Senior
is
a little
on
bit
point.
later today.
Love it.
Oh, that's right. That's right. My
But I'll
bad.
be, I'll be in the chat. All good, Hogue. All good.
All right. It's going to be good to see Jack Senior, JD's dad here again. Lunchbox Trading with Coach Jay and JD. That's going to be a lot of fun.
Ooh, 6:30.
So,
Let's go.
a couple of things. I saw Joe Fusco say that he said he.
All right, now we're going to go over Desi's. Wappada, wappada, wappada. See, now it looks like it's possibly ready for a bounce. Volume increased. John Wick is here. Tested it again. more volume here. Still didn't really break it down. We're gonna wait. Don't worry. Oh, that's right. That's right. No Desi today. No Deswai today. Okay, so this was yesterday's high. Let's see if it gets respected. Right? No, I was at 4. Okay. That was that consolidation area that I had marked up. That's what that is. Gotta wait till yesterday's high holds. Now this looks nice for a bounce. This looks like a good hold. Coming in with some volume as well, so I'm gonna go ahead and get in. Ooh. Doesn't look like a real break at this point. So we're gonna wait for a double bottom. If it reclaims it real quick right now, we'll go ahead and get in, but it's got to reclaim with some volume, otherwise we're not getting in. It's catching up with itself. All right, we're hitting the bottom of that 4-hour candle support zone area. So now we can look for a long, possibly. Here is amazing.
Good. Had a great trade every single night, it seems like, on slow markets, and then I come to the New York session and give some of the profits back, and I'm trying to figure that out myself.
That two live funded traders finding different success and difficulties in different sessions of the trading day. This is really good stuff. Well, right now everyone's being very, very disciplined. I like that. Pinned to the top of the chat, you got Top Step Daily Levels. Click on that link. Those are refreshed and updated before every New York Open. You don't have real estate on your screen, trade on a laptop perhaps, or your mobile. Well, you click on the Indicators tab, top of Top Step X. Type in Top Step Daily Levels. Boom, have that slap overlaid right on top of your charts. We'll be referring to those levels throughout the day, throughout the week. for the
Here we go.
entirety of Top Step TV.
Okay,
Those are
looks
guys
like
got
an
Hogue
NQ
fingerprints written all over.
opportunity
Hogue, I
here
got
for
you here.
sure.
Happy Wednesday. Thoughts on the opening ranges in the NQs? We're 5 minutes into this trading day.
Well, the ES and the NASDAQ are telling different stories, and I think a lot of the pressure that we are seeing in the NASDAQ is, of course, due to some of the large earnings that are pending. The opening range in both remains the high of the regular trading hour session. The range from yesterday, we had a normal trading day in the NASDAQ, which means that neither extreme of the initial balance were extended outside of. The market did not open with any kind of a gap. It basically opened at the high of value and has moved pretty much almost all the way through value. Dakota, 23,175, 23,170. That's a number we've been talking about for the last few sessions. We just got a good look down there, and we did see some buyers come back in. I'm of the thought process that in the NASDAQ we're really, showing acceptance of value. I'm going to be patient. We'll look for the extremes of the initial balance to look for my opportunities. I think there's probably better trade
There we go.
location
That's
as the
what
day
I'm
goes on. We may have just seen the best trade location on the lows down here against this 23, 175, 180, 170 area. This is an area, again, Dakota, we've been talking about a lot. The S&Ps are really telling a different story. The range from yesterday, well, we left it behind. We've just put in a new all-time high right before the regular trading hour session opened. When we were in the opening call, it had put a new all-time high by one tick in. We took that out. We're seeing some selling pressure coming in, but again, we've opened with a gap. Overnight inventory is long. Opening range is still the dead-ass high, but it's not really seeing it. Didn't really see any extension down below that opening range in the S&Ps.
Almost a
S&Ps are
2x.
presenting
That's
as
pretty good.
much stronger.
Yeah.
They're at all-time highs.
50
Look how
for
far the
96.
NASDAQ is from
Almost two.
all-time highs.
Well, let's go ahead and shoot for the whole 2.
Yep.
Yeah.
Well,
We
that's
flipped
gold.
the script on AI, by the way. NVIDIA got a pretty good pounding yesterday, but they're back up $2.50 right now, 1.5%. That's leading the Mag 7.
This is breaking nicely.
Hey, Hogue, 23,175. You and Dakota, why is that number significant? What have you seen
Order
there?
filled.
And why are we keep highlighting it today and yesterday as well? 23,175 in the NASDAQ. What do you got, Hogue?
Okay, so
All
it
right,
was
let's see. We're in two
the
opposite trades, so it's
what
okay.
was this on Thursday? We had a double distribution trend day to close the single prints. We had to get down to 23,175 quarter. The following session, we opened and we traded basically right down to that level. That was the day that Dakota was
trading
short,
that one,
trying to
but
get
hey,
down to that
here we go.
level. Got ticked out by one tick, and then it came in and checked out that low. Okay, so we closed out those single prints. It was a low excess low, so that meant that a move towards it. I was looking for a sweep below it yesterday and then recovery back above it, which is largely kind of what happened. It was a pretty deep sweep, much shallower sweep below that same level in the S&Ps yesterday. But it's just, it's still kind of presenting as important. It was a weak low
All right,
here.
I'll just pull back, I'm out.
It swept and then held as support after that point yesterday. And it just looks like it held in that neighborhood as
What is the
support
reason why I'm
again
getting out?
early here in the
reason
NASDAQ session.
is it actually did
Correct.
not hold up.
It's a key support level,
Going
support
lower with much
resistance.
more volume.
I wouldn't be surprised. Well, we kind of went down to that zone anyway to start this morning off and tested it. I've been having an issue. I've been trying a little bit to be more too accurate, right? And this morning I think we've seen that where these are zones. They're not exact prices. And I might want price 170, but we have to realize that there's it's a zone,
Yeah,
and if
yeah.
we get like 182, 183, that could be
Order
where that
filled.
support
Looks like it's
level
actually
just
bouncing pretty
decides to
nice.
hold. Maybe we
So I
go
don't wanna test it too
160. That's the point of a zone. I've been trying to be a little bit more accurate. It caused me to either miss trades or get ticked out, like you were saying, Hogue. But yeah, we have to realize, especially in the Nasdaq, because it has such a very thin order book, and it tend to be a little bit more
48,
whipsaw-y.
That's 1 to
But
1.
we're seeing price action now, very indecisive,
Oh, it's
and
2
it
for
makes sense because we have those big earnings, and so maybe this
I'm glad I
market
got out.
is in
I
a
think
holding
that was the right
pattern
move
until we
here.
get those earnings coming out or some type of news. I didn't want to point this out, everyone. Japan had a deal last night. You want to see a stock? If you want to see a chart, this isn't even a stock. This is the Nikkei. Look at that. Talk about a
Meme coin.
breakout
Hmm.
rally. Yeah, this is the Nikkei. Look at this. Almost 5%. Almost 5% overnight. This is Nikkei. Big market. Big market. Not just individual
Top of that
stock.
4-hour range.
I used to
that's
trade
what that
this
is?
very frequently last year.
Yes, you did.
Haven't looked at it
Oh,
much
you look
until
at
last
that. That
night,
short
but
came
that
right back
is
into play.
that's a market to be long right there.
I got some selling company. A president has taken a Truth Social about 4 minutes ago. Didn't
Order
see much of a
filled.
reaction. The president, I will only lower tariffs if a country agrees to open its market. If not, much higher tariffs! Exclamation point. All I got for now. He has begun.
Very cool.
Order filled.
Little selling
Oh, we sold
in
one
the
up here.
ES here.
And now the last one,
63,
we're gonna let it
65.
run,
You see
and
upper
we're
left hand
a
corner of the
little
screen.
bit above
Hashtag
breakeven.
fast markets or hashtag
we're
power
not.
hour. Hit us up at Top Step TV on the X. We had some good ones
into it.
yesterday. Actually, Andrew gave it a 3.5 out of 5, which was a little difficult on the judging. I would give it a 4 out of 5, but that's just me. That is not for my judgment. Anyways, hit us up at Top Step TV on the X. Let's see those trader station setups. Let's see where everyone's trading from all across the globe. Some people are trading, watching Top Step TV from their Teslas.
Tough because we're at
I
all-time
don't
highs.
recommend that. I do
Shorting
think
at
it's pretty
all-time
damn cool.
highs.
Show us where you're watching Top Step TV from
hard to hold it.
all across the globe. Hit us up at Top Step TV on
But
the
it is holding
X.
up nicely as far
Also,
as going down is
173,000
concerned.
subscribers. Pretty
It's
cool.
also very nice.
If you'd be so kind, please click subscribe. Please click like, the thumbs up. And also click the bell upper right-hand corner. Yes, Todd B. Is that a Weezer
We
reference?
did make it.
Indeed
We did make
is.
it.
Title of the show. James has been low-key doing that this the entirety of our show. And this one caught my eye. Well, yes, my account name is
Let
Jonas.
it run.
I'm short 3.
Let it run.
Short 3 Dakota, what price?
3 micros, 206. I'm looking for a break and retest of this session's lows. There's these 180s.
I was just debating on it and didn't pull the trigger. Coach Dakota, you couldn't put it better with the upcoming earnings. But Andre always asking about the pinch of conspiracy. I've seen
Yeah, I love
before ahead of big name earnings, especially right now with AI and the whole technology thing evolving. Market makers tend to milk the premiums of options big time. I'm expecting chop, wide ugly chop. But if I'm proven wrong, I'll jump on it.
Right on.
I like that. If you're
Yeah, there's
proven
always a
wrong,
lot of-
you'll still jump on it.
Jack, what does he mean by that? Look the premium.
Well, there's a lot of when a company has earnings today. So, like if you're trading the Friday options on, I don't know, Google or Tesla, the implied volatility, not the intrinsic value, Dre, is going to be much higher than
I
normal
was about
because
to move
stocks tend to
my
move a lot
target
after
lower.
their earnings.
However, I realized
I think he's pointing to
I'm in
recently
profit and leave
it has
it
been the
alone.
option
Let it
sellers
run
that have
however it's gonna
won.
run.
Yield, what's the phrase? F your calls, F your puts.
Data
Which
game.
makes sense.
Yep.
I mean,
Money for go
if
bird.
you're betting
I think it has to come
directionally
back to 54 before we
on
can see anything
a stock to
high.
go up for earnings via options, you're
Obviously,
paying
it
a
can do
hefty
whatever it
premium,
wants.
and
I just
your
think that's what
volatility
I
gets
have to
crushed as
wait
soon as
for.
that number comes out. So
See, that is the issue here as well.
it
Same
occasionally
exact things
works.
happen.
I would not do that myself.
Me neither.
That is not financial advice either. Just speaking on behalf
That
of
would be a
himself.
1-to-1.
So again, house account, or I'm sorry, house account Dakota Short from 23,206. 206 last trade 204. 204. What do we
Just
got? We
looking
got
for
number
a push
top of
down
the
into
hour.
these 90s and 80s.
Are you working a bid down there, Dakota? Or are you just going to trail
No,
this?
not
How do
yet.
you manage this? How do you manage? Did you get in with?
Yes, man.
You see where my stop loss is, and then I have my finger on the join bid. I like to take profit using the join bid button. Sometimes I debate whether I should just mark it in, mark it out, but sometimes this market moves so freaking fast, especially during this New York session. I like a join bid as a limit order. Helps me avoid slippage in the live account.
So it does.
Here we go
Hogue,
into
we have
these
an update.
90s.
I'll get a quick update
So,
on our crew trade there, Hogue. Do we have any updates? We were what? Short.
Yeah, we ended up
Nothing
getting
here
stopped
shows it's
out
going to go higher
65
at the moment.
down $140 on the trade. I was shaving Nick.
There's
Yes.
that flush I wanted to see.
Yes.
Really
all right,
quick,
Hogue.
Hogue.
I can
there.
show
Go ahead, Jack.
I can show what Doom is talking about. We share my screens. These are
There's the
the
floor.
option. Might be hard to read. Let me zoom in a little bit.
Not bad.
These are the option strikes for the Friday Tesla call and put options. It's trading 331 right now. You can see if you want to like get long in here, right? The 330 call is going to cost you 11, nearly $12 in premium. So you got to be right by more than $12.
There
Make
you
money
go.
off of that. Similarly, on the downside, oh sorry, these are the puts over here. The calls
Going too
over here,
vertical
yeah.
too fast.
You got to pay nearly $13 for them.
Order filled.
Nearly $12 for a put. The sellers of these in aggregate tend to win.
Collecting the premium.
The reason I moved it to here
Strongly tend to
because
win.
that's where the last wick was.
All right, just put in
a
some
little
new
bit
lows. I heard
above
Dakota,
that. Should do
heard
the
Dakota
trick.
give a little woo. Your heart rate's still underneath
Yep,
100
flat.
somehow.
We're already in
Flat.
the
Right
one
there.
almost, so.
Very nice trade, man. I hesitated on that.
Update that
Very
P&L.
nice.
All right, we're down to those 175s. About I'm at 123,162. We're short from 206. Covered where? About 30 points lower, 25 points lower on that move down to the downside, Dakota?
Yep, one at 20, one at 25, and one at 30, 35.
Heart pumping,
Covered.
baby. Look at the feeling. Look at that. The heart's pumping. Put on a nice winner. You're on fast markets.
felt
Let's see if you
good.
got- Yeah, hell
Especially
yeah,
during
man.
the fast markets, man.
Hell
I've been on
yeah.
a cold streak on fast market.
Yeah, I mean, it's just, it's time of day. It's you're a hell of a trader, Dakota. So, people only get a glimpse into when you're trading for those couple hours, whether it's fast markets, slow markets, power hour. And forget there's 23 hours in the trading day. So, nice stuff there, Dakota. We got your P&L updated.
Yeah, 242.
All right, good start.
240.
Getting close to some buy levels of interest in the ES.
I think you're looking at 63.50. Last trade 63.59. And we got a number top of the hour. Eurozone consumer confidence and what is it? Existing home sales. President
Order
is scheduled
filled.
to speak at an AI event. All things. See what the president's thoughts are on artificial intelligence. 79% long in crude right now. Last trade 65.14. I saw JD in the chat. Crude is trash. Man, I've cussed out so many markets before. I have
Oh, I guess that's
MF
it
so
for the
many
day.
markets. Hey, nice cover there, Dakota.
Thank you.
Dakota?
I get more excited about the process than the dollar amounts. Like
Is that
80%
true?
win
Come
rate
on.
Today as well.
Really?
it really is. You got to be honest. You've seen me take $10,000
Up
trades here.
151.
You have.
Good to go.
That's more exciting than the
And-
process.
Yeah, you see how my heart rate spikes to just having a $100 winner right there, or $120 winner.
Oh, that
Because
is
it's
you're
that
right with
process.
that one stop
It,
here.
it really is. I enjoy and I'm in love with this process. I know you could relate to that, Doom, and I know you, Jack. When you
Some
talk
things
about
never
options,
change.
you talk about the markets. It's that passion that you could tell in your voice that you just love it. It doesn't matter whether it's $100 or 1,000 or 10,000. Of course, those bigger numbers are it's nicer on the bank account, but
Huh?
Alright, well, there we go. That's it. And only one loser for 1250. That was only because I got emotional and I got out early.